My first day working with Tom Hanks, I made him fart.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Mr. Bettany, an honor to see you again, sir. Thank you for taking the time.
Nice to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing so well. I genuinely, truly love this movie, so I have 1,000 questions for you. And I feel like this movie really is such a beautiful and humbling reminder of how we can all be affected by one single spot on this planet, the power that that spot can hold. You have acted in some of the most amazing sets and sound stages and real-world locations around the planet. What would you say is the single spot on this earth that most affected your performance in a movie and maybe even you as an actor?
Oh my goodness, it's too huge a question. What I will say about making this movie was it was incredibly freeing, I think, for all of us. The manner in which it was shot, and I think all of us enjoyed the freedom that the frame gave us, and you were able to orchestrate a performance and walk into a close-up, and I mean I think we all adored working in that space.
It's interesting that you use the word freedom, because I actually would have thought that it would have been constricting since it's just one shot in one location. But it's interesting that freedom is the word you're using.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that I feel that way about a lot of my work. I feel like by giving yourself boundaries, you're able to do anything. By figuring out what a character isn't or something, you're able to do anything that isn't, that isn't straying from those boundaries. So I feel there's a lot of freedom, and the same thing, I suppose, with space is understanding. Well, I'm like that on everything. I love to know what the lens is and understand what the frame is and how much space I have to move within it. So, yeah, it was. I found it really liberating.
That's interesting. I love that. Excuse me. I love that this movie shows us how people and relationships can change and evolve over time. So, in the spirit of that idea, I'd love for you to compare your first day on the set of The Da Vinci Code with Tom and your first day with Tom on here. I'm sort of curious, what do you remember most about those days, and how, just acting opposite Tom Hanks changed over time?
Well, my first day working with Tom Hanks, I made him fart. So there's that. So they were very different, and I was
I'm going to need that story, right?
And I was very nervous, and I didn't know what to do about it. I had to punch him in the stomach in the scene, and I did, and he, as I did, and it was very quiet, and I just didn't know what's the rule. I mean, I just, I've just made the leading actor fart, and he was just laughing his ass off and wondering what was wrong with me that I wasn't laughing. And so, but we subsequently became friends over the years, and so making this together was delightful and really funny and odd, because our first scene together, I was playing his father and he was playing an 18-year-old, and I was chewing him out. I remember it entirely, and he was amazing. And then because of the technology involved, we were able to go back behind, and you can just see it. And he's an 18-year-old. It's 18-year-old Tom Hanks.
At any point when you're on set, do you sort of lean over and go, "Hey, remember that time I made you fart"?
I didn't, but I feel I had never told that story but then I saw him tell it on a talk show, so I think that means all bets are off, right? If he's talking about it,
It's out there. Really quick, they're pulling me out of here. Tom is one of the few actors who has not made the jump to the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet. Who can we get him to play in the MCU?
I'm really not sure that Tom's ever going to make that jump. So
I always thought he'd be a great, if we ever got a flashback, I thought he'd be a great Uncle Ben.
yeah, okay, that's a great idea.
If that ends up happening, you and I get some sort of associate producer credit on that. Mr. Bettany, I always enjoy talking with you, sir. You're always very kind to me, and you always make amazing films that give me 10,000 questions. I have 1,000 more I wish I could ask you. So seriously, thank you for always being so great. I really do appreciate you.
Thank you so much. You take care.
Good to see you.
You too.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.